Oh, it's Riverland footy time on the Friday night sports show. It's finals time. And the big Beaver, he is that excited. He's stopped crunching the numbers and taken some time out of the afternoon to join us. How are you there, big fella?
Good, Wayne. How are you, mate?
Oh, great. And I tell you what, your side has just primed itself for another premiership. You've got up and beaten Renmark 9-14, 68 to 8-7, 55 in the last home and away match of the season. And I'll tell you what, it was on right from the start. A very, very tight game of football. They came back late at you, but in the end, you were good enough.
Yeah, no, absolutely, Wayne. It was a really good game of footy. By reports, you talk to people after the game, and they thought it was one of the better ones I've seen for the year. And no, it was tight. I mean, quarter time we were 1 goal forward to 1 goal one, so we missed a few opportunities there to sort of put a goal or two on them. And then they came at us in that second quarter and probably dominated that quarter. We kicked 3-2 to their 4-4, so they're really on top of us in that second quarter. We came out in the third quarter. We kicked a 2-5, so didn't kick straight again. Rovers kicking 1-2, and we were ahead by 4 points at three-quarter time, and then we ran away over in that last quarter, kicking 3 to their 2. And, obviously we had a lot more scoring shots than them on the day, about 8 more scoring shots, but just didn't kick straight. So could have been a little bit more of a margin there if we kicked straighter. But look, the boys are sensational. Matt Spencer was great for us again. He's our best player. Matty Taylor second. Stephen Hawes having a great year for us. He was third. Dusty Gordon back in after a calf injury. Fourth, Benny Smith and Mitchell White, the other better players for us. Agostino for Renmark was fantastic. Obbs, probably one of the better games I've seen him play for a while. Second best, kicked 2. Wolford, Anspach, Vader and Sampson, they're other better players. For us, Wakery, a couple of goals to Gordon. Singles to Makarif, Taylor, Shaw, Spenceley, B, Moon and Grieger. And Renmark, Obbs kicking 2, Roy, Agostino, Lelman, Wolford, Charlton, Blight, 1. So what it means, Wayne, is Renmark will finish third.
Oh, it does. And tell you what, they got a very good lineup in, very even one with Joshy Vader and Sampson. Frankie Sampson's in that line. Grady Hobbs, another one out of Mundalla. And yet they've found themselves in third after that massive performance. I'll tell you what, Loxton find themselves in second and then to the double chance, 17-16 to Loxton North, 7-6, a 10-goal, 10 beating. It was a big, big win for the boys from the Tigers.
Yeah, no, it was, Wayne. I guess we expected it. Loxton North, probably their worst year I've ever seen, being back here, 13, 14 years, going through the season without a win. So they had one draw there in round one, and the rest of the time didn't get a win. So massive disappointing season for them. But yeah, Loxton up and about. Lockie Evans was best for the Tigers. He just won the Riders Award as well. So he's had a great year. Kasolki back in, playing some good footy. Evans, Yeomans, Mann, Pont, they're other better players. Loxton North, Joel Worsfold tried his best all year. Kent's been a shining light for them. He's definitely got a future. Michael Scott, Hampel in the ruck, Voigt and Menengetti, they're other better players. Loxton, Raph Little with 4, so that's 12. Raff's kicked in the last 2 weeks, so watch out for him come finals. Evans, Will, Pont, 3. Romeo, Kasolki, Gutschke, Kennedy, they have a single scorers. Loxton North, Menengetti, Worsfold kicked 2. Scott, Kent and Michael Arnold, 1. So, a bit of a one-sided game there. And what it means, like you said, is Loxton get a double chance now. They're in that second spot and get to have a crack at Wakery this weekend.
And it also puts North on the bottom of the ladder, and it was a long season for them. They had just the draw situation out of the situation with lockdown, so they didn't trouble the scorers too much this year. Having a look at the final game, just a quick look. Barmera Monash got an upset win over Berry, 8-12-60 to 7-7-49. Were Berry queuing the rack, maybe planning for finals?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But Barmera, when they get their best players up and about, they've still got a good side with Butterworth and Middleton, Smith, their top 3 best players on the weekend. Matty Wilden kicking a few goals as well. So, yeah, disappointing season for Barmera. A lot of injuries as well. But Berry's on a great start for them going into finals this week against Renmark. To get knocked off by the team below them that aren't playing finals, not good for the mental side of things, I wouldn't have thought. So, yeah, disappointing result for them going into this week's final.
Certainly is. The final series is with us, and this is going to be fantastic to be back at finals football action, and looking at it, this is going to be magnificent. On the Saturday, we get the massive clash, and this one is between you blokes and Loxton. Now, this will decide side who go straight into the grand final, and it is massive at the Lakeside Oval at Barmera. How do you fare against them? They've got some stars at the top end that could really worry you.
Yeah, look, they have, Wayne, and Loxton, they beat us in that first game we played them. Then we came back and beat them in the second game, and then obviously COVID, we were given a draw during COVID time. So, look, they've named Raf Little at centre-half back. Whether he lines up there or not, will remain to be seen. But, he's kicked 12 goals in the last 2 games, so it wouldn't surprise me if he starts forward. Lockie Evans, the Riders Award of the year, so he's one we need to watch on the wing. Gutschke's also a great player for them in the midfield and can go forward and kick goals. The interesting in the ruck, Big Fisher up against Taylor. Whoever can get their hands on it and feed the on-ballers, it'll go a long way to win this game. So, it's at Barmera, so it's a neutral track, I guess. So could go either way. The weather looks like it'll be good. So I'm just hoping our boys can get up there and, with... the only game we lost this year was to Loxton. So, they've beaten us. We're not taking them lightly at all, but we just hope we can get up there and get that win and, get a week off and get a chance to have another crack at a premiership.
Oh, I bet you're looking forward to that. Renmark are looking forward to getting up to Waikerie to play Berry. Actually, they probably wouldn't be looking that much forward to it because it's a long road trip for them. Berry have got a bit the closer one, but not too much different. So this is going to be a ripping game, and it's the first semi-final knockout on Sunday. Renmark would have to start odds-on favourite.
Oh, I think so, Wayne. I think this may be a bit of a one-sided game for a final. It's probably a little bit of a disappointing game. I think, Berry have some good players there. Safralides tries his best as one of the older blokes in our league. Sutherland at full forward, they'll have to really try and make sure he's not taking grabs and kicking goals. But you look for Renmark's side and there's just too much all over the ground. Charlton up forward. Lelman had a quiet week last week, so he'll want to bounce back. Grady Hobbs had a great game on the weekend, so he's been starting up forward too. Vader in the middle. So I just think they've got too much all over the ground, too much depth. They've got Zach Gartery starting the bench as an example, who's been their main ruckman the last 2 or 3, 4 years. So they've got a lot of depth, Renmark, and I think they'll win this one quite easily.
I think they will. Over to Independent just quickly, and it's going to be a fantastic preliminary final weekend, but it got to this out of Wonka winning over Cobby, eliminating them 14-16 to 8-9, and then Sedan Cambrai 13-10-88 to Ramco 6-9-45. I bet you didn't see that coming, Beaver.
No, I thought it'd be a lot closer than that. I actually picked Ramco to win. So, great win by the Magpies, Sedan Cambrai, and they'll be up and about and enjoying a week off, ready to take on whoever wins this weekend.
I'll tell you what, whoever wins, Wonka, the boys out of Bulldog Land, they'll come in against Ramco, and this is going to be right on. This is a very important game at Ramco's home deck, which is interesting in itself on the Saturday because, Beaver, this is going to be something that I reckon Ramco can win this game, but the Bulldogs, they would, after such a good season, and Schultz has been in such good form too, you just wish that Wonka would get into a grand final, don't you?
Oh, look, they've been a side that hasn't probably played in a grand final for a long time, Wayne, and, they've been, around the mark in the last few years. They haven't quite got there, and, this might be their one chance. I mean, if you go on results, 2 weeks ago, they only lost to Sedan Cambrai by 1 point, and Sedan Cambrai have come out and beaten Ramco, who's been top all year by over, 8 goals. So, going on that alone, Wonka have definitely got a chance this weekend. But Ramco at home will be tough. They'll be disappointed with last week's result, and I think they'll come out firing, and I think they'll try and, win their way into a grand final. It'd be great to see Wonka in there, but I think Ramco at home might have too much on the table for them.
Yeah, I tell you what, she'll be a beauty. It's a really good weekend of Riverland and Riverland Independent. We're getting into finals now. It's so exciting. We're on the field. We're playing. We've even got crowds, which is not what we can say about over in the Sunraysia and other parts of Victoria. So great stuff for our local competitions. Big Beaver, I know you've got to get some numbers crunched before you get off and get into what will be a magnificent final on the weekend. So I'll let you go. You have a great weekend.
Cheers, Wayne.